He's probably not even watching anymore. He probably just leaves me here. What is this guy week 2? It's probably fire. It was quite the experience. It's not that. Okay. I'll tell you the story here in a second. I'm not finding Satan's spawn over here. Okay. Okay. How did the date go? Well, let me just say this. I might stop using Tinder for a long time. I say that I was swiping girls like 20 minutes ago. Okay, an hour ago. I've been live for an hour. Like, you know how I'm allergic to dogs? That saved my life during this state, and I'll tell you the whole story momentarily. It's something to think about. Come on. Was she a furry? No. No. It would have been a lot more normal if she was. I don't... Beater, I don't know if I'd like that, honestly. I'm into normal girls. That's what's normal. No human can react to these attacks. My... maybe. Just maybe I did. One million years later. Okay. I guess I'll just go to from the top. So it all started on Saturday, in terms of the story. So I get like a match. She messaged me within like 5 lines. She's like, "Come over, come over." I was like, "Hey, you slow down there. I don't want to get stabbed today." So we agree on like some time to meet, and I'm like, "What? We gotta meet in a public place. I'm not getting stabbed for nothing." So like, I didn't mean to go back there. So we agreed on like Monday, then come over, and like I talked to her on the phone. She sounds like a normal person. She's not acting crazy. So like it starts raining, so we don't decide not to meet at a park. And she's like, "Hey, let's go eat somewhere." That sounds fun. I was like, "Yeah, that's fine. Hey, I'll drive you." I was like, "Okay." At the very least, I'd just jump out of the car if she tries to kidnap me. So we meet. She makes me ride in the back seat. Or I guess she didn't make me, but the dog is like seat belted in the front seat. Or yeah, she brings her dog, right? It's in the front seat. I'm sitting there. I'm like, okay, I'll ride in the back. Not a big deal. Um, so she hears me talk. And she's like, wow, you're really country. Yeah, it's like that commercial. That really good commercial. Um, where was that? Okay, so I'm in the back, right? She hears me talk. And like before this, when we talked on the phone, she didn't sound country at all. She like talked like a normal human. She heard me talk. She was like, howdy, Austin. Um, Sounded like Sandy Cheats, and she proceeded to do that and scream pretty much the entire time I was with her. So like all that's happening. I'm like, yeah, okay, this is weird, but it's not like anything else I'm not used to. So we're like, let's go to Raising Cane's. Sure, can't go in because I have my dog with me. Let's go through the drive-thru. So we go through the drive-thru. The people give me a very strange look through the drive-thru when they see there's a dog seat belted into the car, and I'm in the back seat, a grown man. So I had to go through that lovely experience. We go back to her place. I'm trying to think, like, so she's rich. I don't know if you know about it, Dizzy, but like, there's these Mexican restaurants all around here. Like, there's one in Shreveport. There's some like they go all the way down to San Antonio. It's called like Posados, and her grandpa owns that whole chain of restaurants. So she's like loaded. She lived in like the nicest apartment building. Like, you walked in and it's like the size of your house, but in an apartment, which is fairly big. And I was like, okay, I'm liking this. I could get used to Sandy Cheats and ride in that seat for this. We walk to her room, and like, we open up the door, or she opens up the door. She's like, "Come on in." And I go in, and it's like I walked into a back room of a Goodwill. Like, there was just clothes everywhere. There's trash on the floor. There's just stuff everywhere. So like, I'm having trouble here because it's so terrible. Maybe your home was Goodwill. Maybe. But it was in an apartment complex. I wouldn't like that. It's an okay, there you go. Undercover warehouse. Okay, so like, by this point, I'm like, hey, this is not going well. Where was the dog? The dog was with us. The dog was always with us. Don't ever, like, when I'm talking about this story, you should always imagine the dog being a foot away from me. At all times. So I asked to go to the bathroom. Politely. And I go in, and I look in the toilet, and there's this big old poopy doopy in there. And I say, this is what I wanted to see today. So it's kind of like that scene in SpongeBob, where SpongeBob's hiding, and like the guy comes in the bathroom, and like he opens up the toilet, and he's like, "Oh, that's real nice, and he just walks out. That was me. That was me the whole time. So I wash my hands, and I go back out there, and I try to eat my Raisin Canes, and make small talk. Yeah, it was so bad. Um, so she decided she wouldn't talk to me, but instead she turned on her TV and started watching the TV show The Middle. Yes, I did. I did do that for her. But I didn't bring it up because that would just be weird. Well, it was all weird. The whole thing was weird. Um, so we watched The Middle, a show I'm not very fond of. I don't even watch TV in general, so that was real nice, I guess. I'm still betting you the wordplay tool looked a lot worse, Peter. I'm sure it did. So we watch TV, we eat our food, and she ignores every question I ask, all while the dog's licking my arm. I don't know why you took a picture of that. Well, the dog licks my arm. I'm eating my chicken, and she just comes over and pushes the dog off the bed and jumps on top of the bed. I've said bed like 100 times in the last 2 minutes. It's traumatizing. So she jumps on the bed and she gets really close to me. I was like, okay. I guess this is happening now. And she grabs my hand. She's like, look how big your hand is compared to mine. And she holds it up, and it's like a baby put their hand on my thing. She's not a foreigner. She's from, let's see. I don't care where she is from. She's from Tyler, Texas. Like, it might as well be the most foreign country on the planet. Oh my god. It was so bad. Anyway, she puts her little baby hands up to mine. She's like, "Wow, you have such big hands." I was like, "Yeah." Nobody else on the planet has ever told me that. She's Asian? No, she's not Asian. She's some white country girl. Her grandpa owns a Mexican restaurant. It's not like... Anyway, back to this terrible story. Yeah, that's what I'm doing, alright. So, like, she grabs my stomach. I'm not very fat. I'll show myself on camera here in a minute. Like, she grabs my stomach and she's like, "Oh, good, you're fat too." And it's like, what? What is that supposed to mean? What? Why would you say that to me? She snaps her fingers and it's like, darn. I thought for sure that would get you. Yeah, big gloves. My big feet are for my big shoes. So she grabs the inside of my leg, and she just like, it's not hot. It was like the worst feeling ever. She just grabbed it and then let go and started laughing as hard as she could. Well, she should have hit me in the back of the neck. I thought that was where all Titans were weak. So, every time she does something, she like laughs as hard as she can. She snaps, and then she puts her head like down on my shoulder, and then raises back up and starts asking me more questions. It was I mean, at this point, I didn't want to do anything. I was like, it's just like, let's get this over with. And she grabbed the inside of my leg. I thought, oh, okay, this is gonna be over like 20 minutes from now. Won't be that big of a deal. Man, you know that picture I showed you, Dizzy? That picture of her at some point in her life. I don't know who that was, because that's not the girl I went on a date with. She looked nothing like that photo. Nothing at all. And like, oh god, it was so bad. Okay, so like, you know, we were like, okay, fine, this is gonna be over soon. I'll just get to leave. I looked down at my arm, and my forearm has swollen like twice the size of normal. And because the dog licked me, because I'm allergic to dogs, and everybody seems to think that's a joke I tell for some reason. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna die, but I have my way out. Look at my arm. Look at it. It's so big. And I was like, I really need to go. I have to go now. So I just kind of ran out and left. And that's how I almost died. But saved myself from a terrible, terrible day. Oh, God. At least it was better than the last one. No, it wasn't. The last one was way better than this. I don't know what I'm talking about. Hey, that would be much more reasonable. Actually, no. I don't know. They both suck. The last one, like, it wasn't bad. It was just the girl who, like, broke up with her boyfriend, like, a week before. And, like, all she did for, like, the, full 3 hours we were together was talk about her old boyfriend. Like, that's not that bad. She was a nice person. She just, you know, went over her last boyfriend. Especially since she broke up with him a week before, and the day I messaged her was the day she broke up with him. So, that's I probably would have, if, you know, I wasn't a coward, or a good person. Anyway, that other girl has not texted me back yet. I hope she never does. If she does, I'll be moving soon. Peter, I'll be coming to live with you if she ever finds out where I live. Very, very terrifying. Like, if I had a picture to show you, you would probably understand why you wouldn't want that. Or I wouldn't want that. Well, yeah, that's a good point. Her dog was so cute, though. It's kind of like Kronos, where he's just like a little black dog and he's so excited to see you. But I can't do that myself. Like, I can get any girl I want. Just not good ones, or girls not on Tinder. Peter, you might have a good point. That's something Dizzy would do, but you know what? I don't know what. Would somebody actually fall for that, though? If I put a paper bag on somebody's head, would they be like, yeah, I'm cool with this? I sure wouldn't. Okay, I might be. It's been a very long time. Hello. That's not what you said, but it's fine. Wait. Okay, look. I'm not sure. Like I was just talking about how I wanted to meet a normal girl, and you just took it to like 8 levels above not normal. I'm not sure like doing that would really help. So how about this? Both of us just wear like blindfolds, and then we take like a sword and we just take turns hitting each other with it until like neither one of us have to see each other again. Sounds good to me. Spike, if you're since you just came in, I'm talking about my Tinder date I went on the other day. Hey, there I am. That would be me, Clint Stevens, right there. I'm not sure I would want to some commit Sudoku with her. Dude, she had a window like in her room, and it was really big. And I was like, I always joke about diving out of windows to get away from people. I might actually have to do it today. But yeah, I did tell her goodbye. Eat. Out of here. No, I don't have another date. I think I'm gonna take a nice little break for these girls for like a week or two. It's it was rough. I am going to a bluegrass concert though. Maybe I'll meet somebody there. Look. Have you seen me? I look like the most confident guy in the world, but I don't know if I could actually do that. I'm gonna stick to my internet girls. Yeah, you probably shouldn't start. I think like the last 2 dates I went on were like through Tinder. Neither one of them were very good. Wait, what did you just call me? Level 9 dog. Doggo plush bear sand. Well, Dizzy, you're moving away in like 2 weeks. It's gonna be a very short-lived relationship. Okay, I guess I didn't need that help. And I've been good, Spike. Except for almost dying and having to dive out windows. And I'm playing games that I love, but I suck at. feels good, man. Feels good. How Tinder works? You imagine you're a caveman and you're walking down the street, and you see a girl or two lady caveman ladies, caveman women, cave woman, something like that. And you have your club in one hand, and one's like, you don't like her, so you just slam her in the head with your thing. You say, no. You hit her with the left. The other one, you're like, I want to take her back to my cave. So you swipe right with your right hand and then drag her to your cave. And that's pretty much what Tinder is. The level 9 face reveal, I'll do that here in a second. Or right before stream ends. You're gonna be really shocked when I'm like the ugliest human on the planet. Or the most handsome. You never really know. Yes, Dizzy, finally you'll be able to see what I look like. Whoa, Peter. You look like the most beautiful person I've ever seen. And you run two games I really like. You're the perfect man. Okay, I'm not skilled enough to get that one. This is terrible. Dizzy, you have 2 more weeks of me knowing you. I'm gonna beat you up when I see you. Oh, no, no! Okay, good. So good news, guys. I got a Tinder match while I was talking about this. Their username is trans5571. I don't know how I feel about that. Slay the Spire? Dude, I hadn't played that in a while. Like, it's just all the time a beater. It went good, I guess. They all go good. I'm saying that with a lot of emphasis. They went well. It's not that big of a deal, though. It's not like I'm risky speedrunning it. That was my last life. This is my last life. I got all the way to the boss and I died. I got a world record in that other game I was playing a few weeks ago, though. I'm also the only person who runs it, but hey, at least I did it. Okay, okay. speedrun time. Let me stand here and like take a bunch of damage. Speaking of which, Spike, how have you been? I ain't seen you around in a long time.